hand. Obama loves
They call me PROPHET. I count up all the thoughts I see. I hit her for premium, snap and ask her for some pics of feet. What? She looks shawty. Asian bitches, man, they made me so horny. Put it in a booty and I'm recording. Call me a simp little bitch, I'm reporting. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 traps and they got asses. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags, they in the back. And young, he called me up and say he got some shit that ain't whack. I told that bitch to go away and then she start talking back. She sound like Kimi da yo, kimi nan da yo, oshiete kureta. Kurayami mo ikaru nara, hoshi sora ni naru. Kanashimi wo egao ni mo kakusa nai ne. Ikirameku donna hoshi mo kimi wo terasu kara. Oh, what the fuck that means? I got all these foreign bitches and they on they knees. Call me a rice farmer cause I'm planting seeds. It's hard to tell that they're a trap when they're Japanese. They got small eyes, thick thighs. Man, I hope that bitch buys till she open up them legs and oh my god, is that a guy? Ay, MC God is what they call me. All these traps, they really want me. Eat my balls like edamame. Coming fast, you cannot stop me. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 traps and they got asses. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags, they in the back. And young, he called me up and say he got some shit that ain't whack. I told that bitch to go away and then she start talking back. She sound like Kimi da yo, kimi nan da yo, oshiete kureta. Urayami mo ikaru nara, hoshi sora ni naru. Kanashimi wo egao ni mo kakusa nai ne. Ikirameku donna hoshi mo kimi wo terasu kara.
Hello, motherfucker. What's good, Knox? Yeah, what's good, everybody? How we feeling? This Sunday afternoon. I'm ready to get another case in. I'm ready to voice act a little bit more. Get my skills up. Yup, perfect timing this time. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Last case was a banger. Off the bat, one of the best first cases in the series. Off rip. That was great. But now we on to chapter 2. Second case. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited for what this game is gonna do to me. The Adventure of the Unbreakable.
Of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship Buria. Burr ya.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So
Got that printed out? That technology, hold on.
Well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well,
Hold on, this tech is
what
crazy.
have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Hey, yo.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective.
Is that host Naga?
One in the world. Sherlock Holmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
That was more than 5 seconds, by the way. You lied. Is this my boy Ryu? My head. Ugh. Stop it. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble here. Wait. I can't move. Oh, why am I in handcuffs? There's no way. In two trials, the first 2 trials, I gotta defend myself. There's no way. There's no way in the first 2 trials of this game I gotta defend myself. This is nuts. All right. Let me see here. So you wake up now. Oh, I thought that was Sherlock. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You... he found me then. Yeah. We found you. Now you pay. Criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No. I'll tell you everything. Chill. Is this Sherlock? There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Oh. My interpretation is off. Alright. Susato. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato. Hey. Whoa. What'd you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Ain't no way. Where's Kaz? Huh? You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf, you are the wolf in a sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. Huh? Kazuma's son's body was discovered not long ago. No, they pulled a Maya. No, not Maya. They pulled a Mia. Y'all pulled a Mia, bro? I thought that was my dog. I thought that was my boy. Here in this cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible slate thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? He can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sano's life? Answer me, please. Nah. No! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Will we get in trouble? Do we hitchhike? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case to the floor. Thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, chill, bro. Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend? More to the point, surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. Nah. But if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. True. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. Won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding us in my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. You got more space in that. Yeah, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Please. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not true at all. I mean, yeah, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? My dog? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you too. Oh, those eyes. She looked like she's ready to destroy me, and not in a good way. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Dog, they really killed Kaz? He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit couldn't only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So, presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Oh, we are in it thick. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kaz? Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please, please. Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin after all. Well, yeah, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on his voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead? when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-san, collapsed on the floor. They really laid my boy out. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea any of that happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard for me to believe too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yeah, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. Still throbbing like anything. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. How could you have occupied Kazuma's cabin for so long without him noticing? No. That would have been impossible, obviously. That would have been impossible. Yes, of course. Kaz invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kaz, why did you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, yeah, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can't there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. No! You did the thing. You did the thing. Huh? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah. Maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then, it was darker than I've ever seen before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me to avoid becoming guilty by association. Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, I said that before he did. Perfectly. Nice. We are in sync, Ryu. We are in sync. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kaz brought me something to eat, like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yeah. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yeah. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't even be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. No! You gotta believe me! I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Cause I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry. Oz was killed right under my nose here. I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? Nah, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened. I'm going to work out who took out Kyle's life, how, and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Move. Yeah. Oh, she threw me. What the... That was a Susato takedown. Susato what? Oh, Masha, what farm was that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in the court of law. Oh, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Well, do I even have anything? Kaz will stick... Oh, I do have this paper seal. Okay, true. Damn. He was on his way to London. He was taken from this world. Was she 16? Susato Migatoba, a judicial assistant who was traveling with Kaz to London for a study tour. She's the epitome of a refined Japanese lady. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awesome crime. It's my badge.
Yes!
Alright then. How about this? You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that. Oh. I better try to come up with something more convincing. Otherwise, I get the feeling she'll throw me on the ground again. The way you're looking at me, I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough. Oh, chill. It was definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. I was joking. I'm serious now.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. Thought so. Kaz always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So, naturally, he did the same thing last night as well. Ah. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened it. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of my doors, you know? Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I can't cast. Let me go. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-san thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? That shit hurt. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least. Thank you! So you finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? I'm just a student. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Who do you think I am? Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. I swear, I will avenge your death. Alright. Excusez-moi. The books have fallen over from the shelf. Look. They're all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yeah, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. And everything mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-san's doing his morning swim training? Do you think? I seriously doubt that. Then perhaps... it was you, Naruto-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Okay. Oh dear. That won't do. Oh? What's the matter, Susato-san? I'm gonna call you Sue. Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yeah, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard. Are you, Naruto-san? I'm sure you're careful to look around, using B&M, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yeah, let's do that. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Oh, they give me a check mark, nice. What's that? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So Kaz's sword... Oh, it's right there. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? What are you trying to say right now? I can't decide. She just called me a pet. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Straight called me a pet, bro. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open. Dangerous object or pet is crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm getting disrespected right now. I'm getting violated. I already defended myself for murder once. Now I gotta defend myself again. And now I just got called a pet. This is insanity. This is insanity. Alright. This boat has been firmly closed. Quite a small boat. Not particularly sturdy. And it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. Alright. You don't gotta spit me with facts and then stare me down like that. Like, come on. When she glares at me, like, I feel pins and needles all the way up and down my spine. Like, chill, girl. Chill. Alright, sir. Perhaps that's the issue with this Russian crewman makes for the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. Don't try to slide by that you don't think I'm guilty either. You might have useful information though. Gotta keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet! Of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there. You seemed a little flustered. Interesting, you're hiding something. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kaz. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you... Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame? Knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! Yo, Sue. I'm gonna need you to really chill on me. I'm gonna need you to really chill on me. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stayed away in this shit. Yo. Now you're gonna bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. You already... Alright, let's check out his sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. Now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. What's that? A gem? A cup. What do you think this is? It's like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. Looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kaz. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Is that coffee? Yeah, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Was he poisoned? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Alright, first impression, I think he got poisoned. It wasn't instant enough, but he did get poisoned, and that's why he was able to do that. That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. Mad good. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? Is it because I'm a pet? Is that what you're saying again? Is that what you're saying again? I ain't no dog, Sue. I ate at the table. Damn. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? Nah, that's right, so he didn't touch it. which meant all the more for me. Shoot. Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? Oh, it's just too horrible. Oh. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Not me. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yeah, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. Oh! So something was put in the food, and I'm guessing the coffee. So I'm guessing the food was to put Kaz to sleep. The food was to put Kaz to sleep. And the coffee. Interesting. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No. Okay. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in the ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. What is that? Wrap triangle E. PO. Yeah. PO6? Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? Sorry, partner. I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo. What? Then, what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Is it Russian? It can't be Russian. I think it's gotta be... It looks like a code to me. It's more like a code. Alright. That's a very large carving case, isn't it? Yeah. Carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Yes. I see it says, "This way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over. And then I was tossed on the floor in here. I'm pretty sure I have brain damage. Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kaz. Didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means... what? He was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. Could be a valuable clue. Hey-ya! out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed from this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. What? What? What if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright. You got it. I won't read it. You got it. I'm gonna read it when you're not looking. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? I ain't gonna lie, she tripping. This is... yeah, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? Sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes! An entrance of cultural research, obviously. Huh? Oh. Suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No. I'm sure it's just everybody's busy, that's all. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh. No, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So... yeah, I basically had to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Alright, and we got this vent right here. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, that's what it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough. Something like that? I suppose. Maybe that's it. Oh! Hello? What are you doing on the table like that? Who was that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh! How did he... You noticed the man too, have you? Though, I have to say, I appreciate the 3D models. They're so much more expressive. Especially in this game, in Spirit of Justice, they've been improving every time. I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san. Don't tell me. You're racist? Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. Something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kaz's desk, or is he playing with it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I imagining things, or is Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Yo. Huzzah! What are you doing, bro? Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you have a moment? Shush! This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone? Seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me get some more water. What exactly were you doing on Kaz's desk just now? Hi, Kuro. Hello. How you doing? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes. Everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. I have not been outside of Japan. What? Huh? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, that part's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Bro, what is he yapping about? Huh? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Huh? And when the bare-boned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Bro, you're stupid. Just to be clear, you talking to me, right? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't see not one person in this room who fits that. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. Bro, get these cuffs off my hand. Get these cuffs off my hand. I'm serious. You were getting tossed off this boat too. What? You believe that? You believe you get these cuffs off my hand. You getting tossed off the boat. You get tossed off the boat. And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. Yo, listen. Sue, I'm not Russian. Sue, I've never been to Afghanistan. Sue, I am Japanese, just like you. What are you talking about? Why are you believing him? Oh my gosh. Nah, listen, there's no... I'm in a room full of madmen. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. You know what? Just lock me up, bro. I don't care to defend myself. Lock me up. I'm sorry, Kaz. How could you do it? How could you? For pity's sake, open your eyes, girl. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. Oh, forgive me. Yo. She gotta go. She gotta go. Nah. There's no way. There's no way. She gotta go. Get her off the ship, bro. Get her off the ship. Get her off the ship. Oh my god. Get her off the ship, bro. And you're supposed to be an assistant? You're supposed to be an assistant, really? Oh my. She's 16, so she's got a teenager brain, I guess. But nah, you can't be, nah. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with, bro. This is what I'm gonna have to deal with, bro. Oh, I'm in trouble. As for you, sir? Oh, you dumb. What kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head. Ah. But was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you? That was one thing out of all the things you said that was right. That was one thing. That was the one thing you got right. There you have it. You see. What do you make of that? To be honest, you need to get out. You need to get out my face too. This ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Use your eyes. Indeed. An observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with brassy certitude. And wrongitude as well. And more often than not, I'm right. Oh my god. I don't even think you introduced yourself. He's a clown. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and world the world over. You're the greatest detective? The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. You're the greatest detective? Bro, you are dookie butter. Nah, you can't. Nah, bro, you cannot be a detective. For real. You cannot be a detective. How did you pass law school? How did you pass? Oh my gosh. So, it's really you. The actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. You got a banger though. You got a banger. Man's the dumbest he is. Do you know this man, Susato? Susato-san, you know him? The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. I haven't. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Yo, how many innocent people did you get locked up with your deductions? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Dog. Look at my school badge. Look at my school badge. Mr. Sholmes, what do you think? What do you think about this? Quiet. When I'm ruminating in the course of my deductions, nothing must disturb my mind. Oh, so sorry. Ah, an Indian curry, perhaps. What's he? Yo, the lunch menu? What are you talking about, bro? He about to make my brain hurt. So, you're a great detective, aren't you? Sorry. What was your name again? Indeed. I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Airlock? Was it? No. I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Lance magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. So you're a fan? Oh, you're biased. You're a fan. Here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am! And you read so many of your own short stories, you started to think you really are a detective. Oh, he's delusional. Got it, he's delusional. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backwards. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Wait, Dr. Wilson. I must say, Thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. So he not a detective at... Yeah. Bro, he's just cosplaying. He a cosplayer. Dog. This man wrote his own stories and started he wrote his own stories and started to believe that he was the protagonist of his story. That is crazy. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. Furtive glance, push of a muscle, slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, froze on the skin. All these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. Man's giving out false evidence. Yo, how can he look me in the eye and claim that? I'm so serious. How many people has he gotten arrested that were innocent? So you see, I have a turn for both for observation and for deduction. And fame. That is what makes me the one and only heir. No, Sherlock Holmes. So you in it for the money as well. I got you. I heard you, bro. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. Oh my gosh. We might have the worst detective in the series right now. Worse than what's his name from Dual Destinies. We might have the worst detective here. Oh, and look at me. Have you managed to deduce anything at all about this case? Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. He probably did it and is trying to play as a detective. I don't think he's smart enough to do a crime. I don't think he's smart enough to do a crime. Let me drink some water. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. So you wasn't even allowed in here. You just interfered. You wasn't even supposed to be in here. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruto. Ah! The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? What were your two facts? Mr. Sholmes, please tell us. Tell us. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in questions were immediately apparent to me. Yeah, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from the mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, mate. Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? What made you think the victim... So, from jump, you were wrong. From jump, you were wrong. Because... clearly, Kaz is Japanese. Don't you see the Japanese writing? Don't you see the katana? This room is... Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Cosmo was Russian? Was he? Initially, I considered Rob maybe the name of the killer. A certain Robert Guard, perhaps. See, I gotta look this up. Bruh. I wouldn't even look it up, bro. But go ahead. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there, at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? Bro, did you forget that this ship has Russians on it? There's 3 Japanese people on this boat. I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Huh? It's a school uniform. Huh? Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea. And she just believing every word you saying. And I had no idea that detective could hear something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim in the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Well, at least the picture is good. At least. Wait, he's right about that? Wait, actually? He's actually right about the topicals being wardrobe? This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yeah, Kaz had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Damn. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Now you're concerned about me? After you threw me twice and think I'm the killer, now you're concerned about me? Yeah. Thank you. Photograph of the crime scene that has been returned. The Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. It would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes. The train of reasoning led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Did you think? Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian, bro. I don't speak Russian. Say it to me in... I guess Japanese. But this translates to English. So say it to me in Japanese. Well, I guess we're English. Let's see as well. Hey, as stupid as he is, I like voice acting him. It's fun. Can we talk about your deduction before? The thing you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah, yes, the more sordid detail. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary, villain Bolshevik, leaves Russia via Shanghai. Do I look like him? Nah. You really are dumb. I don't look like that man. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kaz Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. Well, maybe he just knew Russian. He's not Russian himself. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik. Nah. How could that have been me, bro? We don't even look alike. I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Yo, Ryu, thank you for being on the same page as me. We are in sync right now, bro. We are in sync. Thank you, Ryu. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. What does that mean? What does that mean, bro? Yo, save me. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. This dude, yo, saved me. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Ah, yes. The journals clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? We're not gonna slide past that. Also quite clearly stated in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is that? Anyway, this Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you, bro. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. So here, take my trash. An article of the front page of a Russian newspaper. Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. And you may find the article on the back of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eyes over it sometime if the interest takes you. Though you may need someone to interpret. Okay, let me look at this then. Let me look at this also. Interesting. So he really did write, or maybe someone or him himself wrote wardrobe. My thing right now is I think he was poisoned. I think he was poisoned. And I think from the food that I ate, the food was supposed to put him to sleep. As he drank the coffee, he was supposed to die sleeping. He was supposed to die sleeping. That's what I think was supposed to happen. That's what I think. That's my deduction. Now tell me, Sherlock. I mean, not you're not even Sherlock. Yeah, no wonder your name is Herlock, cause you're trash. How does him and Ryu look alike? You think he cut his beard that fast, bro? I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. Nah, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article of the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolution. It reads, Revolutionary villain... Oh, he already told us this. Yeah, you told us that. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably, the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. What a clown, bro. What a clown. Okay. Ooh, who is this? This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no. I mean, it looks like it might be interesting, you know? I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Nor can I. Look at this picture. She's kind of bad. Oh, perhaps it's about a beautiful Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. I'm just looking at the picture. I'm glad you noticed this article. Well, I mean, you told us about the article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Ah, thanks. Helps out everywhere, Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Alright, I gotta go to work. Alright, Knox. Have a good shift, buddy. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovik Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? They kinda are. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh. How much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susato's eyes are shining like diamonds on themselves. The tiara is the property of the Novovik Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? This does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Interesting. Interesting. I already looked at it. Well, you were just investigating, bro. What were you investigating? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe, for a moment, the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kaz was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. Could upset people. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Tragic! And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you read it all? Of course. It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a suicidal takedown is. Ryu, she ain't gonna do it to him, bro. She's a fan. So, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? Aren't you gonna do that to him? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean? Oh, so you're gaslighting. So you're a gaslighter as well. Life is so unfair. Oh my gosh. Anyway, to return to the matter of hand. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim. it would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy. A smattering. Sayonara. Bonsai. Mikado. Naro. I trust you're suitably impressed. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So what was all that showing off about then? If you would be so kind to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. So you can read it. So you can read his diary, the private matters. But I can't. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The bias is real. The bias is so real. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's Dick Diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. Whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Speckled band. What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice over there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yeah, the adjoining cabin. Kazu's diary has been entered. Yes. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Ah, do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writing in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh my gosh. You fucking clown. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door? Which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No. That'd be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. These. After all, you're the prime suspect in the matter. No. There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place, bro. Don't play dumb. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. So you're a gaslighter as well. Dear me. You were clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what were you looking at my knees before? Wait, so what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. No matter. That was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh, I cracked myself up. Now he's just being plain rude. Yo, please get these cuffs off me. I need to throw hands. Bruh. And off he goes. Having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. What is going on, bro? What is going on? This is insane. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? You must go investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hey! Now, why did you throw me? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you give me any choice in the rolling horror part. God. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me. There are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kaz to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Is that? That does look like Hosu. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes? What can I do for you? Bruh. Hi again. I recognize that face, but can't be. It is! Oh my gosh. I didn't know you were here, Mr. Hosunaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Yes! Maybe we have an ally. Maybe. Hey, firstly, check out my badge. Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that the fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly. So, you're a genuine student, then? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular school. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Can I have my badge back, please? What are you interpreting? So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I took full responsibility For what? My orders were to act as Sogi-san's bodyguard. Oh, damn. Damn. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asugi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that even be a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment. Nasogi is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So, if there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word. We got a full-on ally right here. Thank goodness. We're doing what we can to investigate Kaz's death ourselves. Thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not! I wouldn't kill my mans. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yeah, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. Sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose. I'm not just a stowaway now, they think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible? To give me something to work with, do you think? I'm gonna need something persuasive. What do you mean? What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade we of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence. It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that will give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yeah. I think I know what we can use. So if I can present the detective the evidence. Alright, it's gonna be diary. What's that? It's Kaz's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, "It looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill." A speckled band? That is strange. Yeah, we were trying to work out what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes. As long as you don't leave the first class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Sogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. W-mans, bro. W-mans. Thank you. Let's seize the moment, then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at least. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. W-mans. Okay, I saw this earlier. The bottom left, it looked like a mousetrap. It looked like a mousetrap. One second. Do 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 do. Woof. Finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he was able to put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? Oh man, that must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. Looks enormous even if he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs? Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. Been at sea for 2 weeks already. I don't know if you forgot, but I was in the closet. And in one room. the whole time. Yeah, I know, but the thing is... Yeah, I was inside the trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut inside that closet. That wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Don't try to pity me. We're in sync, bro. We are in sync. I love it. We're in sync. What is that? Ah! What is a mouse trap? A trap for catching mice. Yeah, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as a bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that is what's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese. Wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruto-san. The trap will snap your shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. I'll get cheese somewhere else. You weren't actually gonna try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple days is Cosmo's leftovers. Listen, I'm hungry. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. It better be a good snack. First class cabin number 1. Yeah, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Cosmo-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500 and... How many cabins are there? We got this bell here. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I have to see. What are you doing, Naruto-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. There's like these cuffs. These cuffs. You know full well it's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. So just bask in my own stupidity if I do something. Gotcha. Bask in my own stupidity. Heard you. Oh. Pressing the wrong buttons. This looks like a plan of the SS Burya. It shows its deck. Look. The Burya is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. It's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but, how is it that such a large lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh. It's really quite simple, Naruto-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than a ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. True. I guess. But the difference is that this is man-made. That's a huge book on top of the table right there. There's a pen next to it. Yes, it looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. Thought he might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Interesting. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Interesting. That's the way to the second class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment, my intrusive thoughts. Things aren't exactly going well for me, you know? I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oh dear. I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. Nah, I started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kaz's death remains a mystery anyway. So what's up, sir? Excuse me, but can I ask you something? Why is your face like that? What is with those marks? Those red marks on your face? Well, your body. No, it's just the face. You stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-rate ladies. Well, you little third-rate ladies' maid. Oh. You seem to have called this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman. Beef stroganoff. Beef stroganoff. Okay. Okay. Beef stroganoff. Best thing is to just avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of Buria ship, steamship. Very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens, traveling in secret. Many important persons. That's why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow, I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Sogi's currently occupied? Bah! Susato, you understand that? Sounded like da. I think that's probably Russian for yes or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Sogi's? His name is Grimsby Roylat. He is very important Western gentleman. Mr. Grimsby? Grimes by Roy Lott. Grimsby Roy Lott. I'm not seeing the pun there. Grimsby. Western gentleman. Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure of that? Mr. Roylott is an authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far Eastern islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kaz's cabin the whole entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin. Or even felt like there's anyone in there. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Yeah, all the time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. Did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Hit! Oh. So did you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. You didn't hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong? Oh, you looking away. I said no! Sorry. Both you and that other sailor acted strange when I asked that question. I'm not so sure. Could have sworn he wouldn't catch my eye for some moment there. This is enough. I cannot say no more. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yeah, alright. Bulkhead to second class area. Is steering locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. I'm out of here. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly. Definitely. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm gonna save the door for last. That book on top of the table there is really huge. There's a pin with it too. Sure, that's the Sip's log. Okay, this is the same thing. Yeah, blink. Why wasn't that checked off? Interesting. Okay, there's nothing else here, I guess. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve this mystery. Let's ask. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? Came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. Must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break down the door. Where did you come from? Mr. Sholmes. I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors down off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then, how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should just go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. "9th January, SS Buria, first class cabin, number 2. Oh! Oh, there goes the revolutionary. Who are you? A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True. This old man appears to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out! All of you! Now! Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, right? Yes, that's me. Oh, he's not Russian. Well, he is Russian. Lab. And you are? I am the one and only. The actual Sherlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. No. I'm a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Oh. Oh my. Did you see that? Yeah. The case just shook. Leave. Now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward. So this is Kazo's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. See if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. I ain't talking to you. What is you doing in there? Bro. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? Why? I was resting, of course. Nigga. Resting? Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of deduction into service. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us. Now, the time has come. Am I mistaken? Well, no, actually, you're spot on. Actually. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective way to use you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? The truth, of course. Though it seems to be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Oh yes, please. Well then, what you're about to see is will astound you. For I am about to apply my greatly admired great deduction to the case. Oh my gosh. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on accounts of his Russianness? Or the Russian on account of his dubiousness? What are you yapping about? I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you, or anyone. That's right, and Mr. Sholmes. I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. Shh! I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have made I cannot speak. Yes, I have quite made up my mind. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. What? What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not? Huh? And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you've been discovered. Does it not? Ah! You did get him. Oh, Naruhodo-san. I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Shoma's great deductions with my own eyes. That was a great deduction? Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, I can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What ineffable BS. Cause he got everything wrong about me except one thing. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. And now, I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true. I can hardly believe it, but all the colors drained from Mr. Roylott's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. How could you? How could I possibly know such things? You wish to say. Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put it plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Oh. This is cool. The great deduction is afoot. Old man's identity. This is cool. This is cool. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously, what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hands. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. You have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular the fascinating front page article, which, it would appear, you have read also, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. No, I don't think that's him. Different man. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik. Villain Bolshevik. Villain Bolshevik. Flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. But you called me the revolutionary as well, so I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there! Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah! And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crimes is before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. Okay, starting to notice that the question marks maybe misinformation that we have to figure out ourselves. Because even he's like, It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse. What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps, one slight enough to fit therein. Don't be absurd. And what, pray tell, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Oh? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can be found in the pages of this newspaper. But there is another, most stimulating article. If we turn from the flaming revolutionary to the back page. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novivik Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to one conclusion. Your crime is that of an abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Alright, maybe he's still a clown? Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Eleminsky. He is a clown. But maybe he has some points right. Maybe. 20%. So, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, come over here. Come over here real quick. Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions, would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's a newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes. I recall the discussion earlier, and at the time I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. That doesn't make sense, bro. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Willard does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina? Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first, it's too small, clearly. You'd be looking to fit a 5-year-old in that child. A 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed hard. But there is something in there. Maybe it's a pet. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No! The young lady's 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, 10 years worth of her would be poking out of the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain lithness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind, he is a clown. He's still a clown. Never mind. 5%. You are 5% correct. This whole thing is a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his power of observations are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of a matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic, that seems a little off. Your idea of a little may seem a little off itself, Miss Sudasato. He did cut straight to it though. You got him shook. He cut straight to it. It's just one or two keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions. Yes, very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. You were not thinking that. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. It's not that funny, bro. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists. Yes, my handcuff. Oh. Ah! Where are your handcuffs? Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. How did you do that? Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel. And don't worry. I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present His logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Okay, we're breaking down this. All right, I'm not rereading this again. My throat's getting hoarse. It's getting scratchy. What could you want with the shears? The beard. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. Doesn't quite sit right with me though. Doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Willard either. Which means I suppose that deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruto-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Willard. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If you do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Shoma's deductions better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruto-san. Why am I the one that has to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that sentence. What exactly was Mr. Willard really going to use those enormous shields for? Thick hat. Copious beard. Cool buttons. I can't look around. It's a very thick hat, isn't it? Ah, that's a secret you see, Naruto-san, don't you know? Secret? What? Well, before we left Japan, I took some time to study various foreign countries. Russia is a land of unimaginable cold. And a thick hat is the secret to keeping you warm. Without one, I read that your brain would freeze. That's false. That was just one of the many fascinating snippets of information in Oh Mother, not Russia. I think maybe you picked the wrong book there. Okay. Buttons. Are you looking at the buttons on this coat? Could it be that Mr. Willard was planning to cut these off? Oh. Why? Well, when you're wearing thick gloves, it can be very hard to undo buttons. Then, couldn't you just take your gloves off first? Aha! So he's gonna use the scissors to cut his gloves off then. Oh my gosh. I want you to take a deep breath and look at this from a fresh perspective, Naruto-san. I think she's angry. Yeah, even I thought that was stupid. What, bro? It really is a very full beard, isn't it? Yeah. Although, according to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Willard was about to cut it off. I still think that he looks nothing like the man pictured in the newspaper article, though. The apparently merciless revolutionary, villain Bolshevik. So, if he wasn't going to cut his beard off, presumably he was going to cut something else. Yeah. We need to look at this from a fresh perspective and try to work out what. Well, I don't know what there is to cut here. Oh, I can turn. I can turn stuff. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, okay. Wait a minute. What is this? Golden locks. What is this? This is not matching. This is not matching. You got a wig on. What the? What's this? Looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. No. The color's not the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Roylot's head? And how is it growing from underneath his thick black hair? Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising. Yo, something's not right here. Alright, here we go.
Yes!
Yes! There we go. Let me take over real quick. You were on the verge of using those shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. That show! You did not know that. You did not notice that. Such lush, golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all. You're a woman. Judging from the length and shears and sheen of your hair, one still very much in youth and her youth. No. If only I had managed to cut off my hair. No one would have suspected. Let's keep going. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shine light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. See now. No, you're that girly. You're that girly. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? Huh? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise. Haruharu-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Huh? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance in the room, deducing facts with Mr. Sholmes. I saw that. I'm just doing what you... I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. This is strictly business, not Yes. I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? Did he get any better with his evidence? Alright, so like... Not really, because I'm correcting him. I'm correcting him. Like, he'll point something out, but he'll point something else. Yeah, he'll point something out, but I have to correct him. The evidence that he's picked up out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true. Given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman, exactly, she can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. Yes. Let's search the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. It was though I've read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. I know which one it is. You are the ballerina.
Yes!
Yes! Now, let me take over. The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, an article about the ballerina. That's right! You've hit the nail on the head! Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovic Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovic Ballet's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Whoa, I hope you didn't cut yourself. Reveal yourself. Wow. Alright, alright. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg of you, don't tell anyone. A ballerina on the run. Interesting. Topic 2. No, that's my second conclusion. Okay, I'm not reading this again. Committing a crime. The proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares. People have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance lies. False. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, the traveling case. This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well. Yeah, that the whole thing is false now. No, that's right. Seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the young crime? What is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm gonna have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased now, Naruto-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Listen. Flexing on him? Yeah. Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Alright. Clearly she wasn't doing something with this traveling case. There's something in there though. There's definitely something in there. It's a very small case in there. You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit in there. So does that tell us that Miss Pavlova's telling glances in this direction was focused on something else? That's true though. It makes sense. What do you mean? Well, there's nothing incriminating inside this case. Why did she refuse to let us look inside? Yes, I wonder why. She has a perfectly harmless reason though. I really should have looked around. Well, oh, hey there. Oh, hey there. There's a tiara. That tiara. That's worth 20,000 rubles. Look at this dazzling tiara. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruto-san, try it on. What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Why does this tiara look familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Okay, this is as far as I can go. What's in the trash? The waste paper basket? Let's have a little look inside. Naruto-san! It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish myself now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly. We have no choice. Let me look. So it's just trash. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh. Well, that's a little disappointing. So you was hyped to look in there too. You are such a hypocrite. You was so hyped to look in there too. Okay. So it's the tiara.
Yes!
Break through that. Let me take over. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovic Ballet, is it not? Indeed. It would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Oh. Look like she got shot. I have no one. No family. No friends. I'm alone. And I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from... How do you say? An Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Alright. I will tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come! Let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited for a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'Ivoire betrays you. Once again, you need only follow your furtive guidance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the bookshelf. Huh? What did you go with that, bro? What? You went in a completely different direction. What? He's completely changed tack with his deduction now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe. Why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh. Do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't belong to her. Yeah, that's true. But still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. There must be somewhere in the same area. That's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree. That's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. Small picture. What is this? She got a pet in there. It's a tripping picture, isn't it? What is it? Someone climbing a steep mountainside? Or descending one, it seems to me. When you've been on the flat sea for a while, maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything. She got a pet in there. Ah, looks like these are all the same books that we have in our cabin. Suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to read for the long voyage. But these are knocked over as well. And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over? Just like in Kazuma-sama's cabin? It's almost like someone's taking a sweep at them. Maybe Miss Pavlova? While she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment. We couldn't even if we wanted to. They're all in Russian. Well, that's a relief. Try look somewhere else. This is a cool mechanic though. I like it. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on. This might be another Discord scammer. Hold on, y'all. I don't trust you at all. I don't trust you at all. Hey, Discord, scammers. They always start with the same thing, always. Alright, back to it. It's a metal door, the same as in Kaz's room. Yes, and a rather slim boat is the same as well. Well, if Miss Pavlova was actually glancing over at the door here instead of the bookcase, that was just a desire to run away from this cabin. Maybe. It's on here though. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burra. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. There was exactly the same notice in our cabin too. Wonder what happens if you break the rules. Oh dear! I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. How about? We'll go with this. Catch her there. Yup. Let me take over. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from the carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item will move of its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. I did all the work there. I did all the work, Sholmes. I did all the work there. Elementary. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I am not Grimsby Roylott. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Burry is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have been snuck on board without being noticed? I mean, I got snuck on board. In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you about to cut your own hair, who was it that let out that scream we heard from the outside? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than the young lady herself, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away from Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself, so no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see. I put on the fur hat, and fake beard. Then just before you came in, I saw it in the newspaper. Right there on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fast as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly long-locked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that. From time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? What are y'all talking about? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. This is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to anyone of the crew. Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the details of last night. Yes. Alright. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something? Mr. Sholmes' great deduction? It was something, alright. I had to correct him. Yes. Thank you, Ryu. It was something. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed! It is incredible! Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yeah, what? Observe your wrists. Oh. Thank you, bro. Ah! Your hands! Are cuffed again. What? How? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When? Why? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, can't be helped at the moment. Oh, can it really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-san wrote about in his diary really was. I might stop it here because my voice is getting a little scratchy. Three hours of voice acting. Yeah, no wonder people be taking breaks and stuff. Voice acting. No wonder. It's a hard job. Y'all have all my respect. 3 hours and my voice is scratchy. I can't do it no more. Not right now, at least. Oof, we. That was good though. A good start to a new case. I'm in trouble again. I have to defend myself again. We lost the homie Kaz. They me a fader, bro. Like, wow. I thought he was gonna be a lasting character. Homies throughout the whole thing. But I guess not. We got Pavlova, Susato, her biased, hypocritical ass. She'll come around. She'll come around. But golly, bro, her bias is so strong. And then we got the clown himself. Why I can't even. I don't even want to talk about him. I don't even want to talk about him, bro. His ass. Oh my gosh. That's fun though. That was fun.